So, with the Olympics coming to a close this weekend, if you've been watching like I have, you want to maybe extend those Olympic vibes with a movie. And there's several really great movies that you can watch to celebrate the Olympics. But what happens that's not the vibe you're going for? You're looking for something silly, something you could possibly watch with your friends that you guys could just make fun of, comment on, but keep those Olympic vibes going. Let me suggest to you the 1986 movie American Anthem. This 1986 was still in the afterglow of the glorious 1984 Summer Olympics in LA, where we won lots of medals in the US. McDonald's was running a promotion where you could get a free Big Mac, I think, for every gold medal that the US won, something like that. It was a big time with the US Gymnastics also. We had Mary Lou Retton, and on the men's side, we had Mitch Gaylord. So, of course, Hollywood being Hollywood, how do we capitalize on the US Gymnastics popularity? If, we couldn't get Mary Lou Retton to do a movie, but we wanted to capture that teen girl, young adult, early 20s audience, and it boy, Mitch Gaylord. Of course, you make a gymnastics themed movie. An American Anthem, don't get me wrong, is not a good movie, but if you're looking for Olympic vibes and you love gymnastics and you love yourself a bad cheesy movie, then American Anthem will fit that bill for you. Mitch Gaylord plays the character of Steve. He was in gymnastics and football, kind of a bad boy look about him, and he ends up breaking his arm, and that leads him to giving up all these things. And Julie comes to town, played by Janet Jones, who is married to Wayne Gretzky, if you didn't know. I think they've been married since the late 80s and are still married now. But she comes to town to train for the US Gymnastics Championships. That's kind of the first step to qualify for being on the US Olympic gymnastic team. And they meet, of course, little sparks fly, and she inspires him to return to the gym to gymnastics. And so we got Mitch Gaylord and Janet Jones in the two main parts of the movie. There's a lot of other people. There's a whole gymnastics team in the movie. It also has Michelle Phillips starring as Mitch Gaylord's mother. But this movie is also directed by Albert Magnoli, who is probably most famous for directing Purple Rain. He goes on to direct this movie, and this movie kind of kills his directing career. And Mitch Gaylord, of course, coming off of his heartthrob status of the 84 Olympic Games, tries to capitalize on that with this movie, and this movie kind of kills his chances for any acting career either. But yes, it's one of those movies, don't take it seriously. It's kind of a dumb plot and dumb dialogue. It's full of cliches, but it's a fun watch, especially if you like to watch it with your friends, like I said, and kind of make fun of it. I used to watch this when we were kids with friends, and we used to laugh at it. I mean, there's a love story and there's the gymnastics. So it's a bunch of hot, sweaty people doing gymnastics, training for basically the Olympic trials. What isn't fun about that? I mean, and it killed a director's career. It made sure that Mitch Gaylord was never an acting star. I mean, this and Jim Cotta are the two things, if you want to watch stupid gymnastics movie, that tries to capitalize on the 1984 Olympics, these are your two choices: American Anthem and Gymkata. Also, it capitalizes on the look of, it's very much the same formula as Purple Rain also, but in the gymnastics world. It is heavily influenced by MTV of the time, which in the 80s, MTV was a huge phenomenon that used to play music. I mean, it has the main star of, he's mistreated at home by his father. He's down on his luck, and the gym is the only thing that will save him. And Janet Jones's character's love, who brings him back from dropping out of life. And of course, the soaring final gymnastics number that has everybody cheering. Saving grace of this movie is probably the music in this movie. The score is by Alan Silvestri. It's actually very good. You have music by Mr. In Excess, Stevie Nicks, John Parr, Andy Taylor. So, I mean, the soundtrack is what fuels this movie as well. And this movie cost $7 million to make and only made $4.8 million at the box office. So it was a huge flop of the time. And the reviews were like aggressively negative of this movie, almost comically so. Siskel and Ebert basically called the movie as bad as any movie I've seen in 1986, and so inept, and not even the gymnastics scenes are interesting. One of them called it complete junk. You can see more interesting gymnastics on the wide world of sports than this garbage. If you're not familiar with the wide world of sports, it basically showed sports bloopers that happened of people just like falling off skis, and it was ridiculous. But if you want to be entertained more, you should look up Roger Ebert's print review of this movie. It's very good writing. Mitch Gaylord's performance was actually nominated for a Razzie Award, but he lost out to the people that played Howard the Duck that year. So yes, if you want to keep your Olympics vibes going with not a good Olympic movie, but a ridiculous Olympic movie, you should check out the 1986 gymnastics film American Anthem, starring Olympic medalist Mitch Gaylord, and followed up by watching the movie Gymkata. You might be disappointed in both of them, but if you turn it into some sort of drinking game and watch it with friends, it might be the most fun you've ever had. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Stacia, and I like to sit on this little corner of my internet and talk about movies. And if you like to do the same thing, whether they're good movies or bad movies, I encourage you to join along. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers this year, and I'm still on track to be able to do that. And I would love for you to help me out with that goal. And also, if you comment on the video and give me a thumbs up or share it with people, that will also help me grow and get to that 500 subscriber goal. But I just like talking about movies, and I like when you guys comment too, because I like responding to your comments, and I like the conversation that you guys get going in the comments. You guys tell me your favorite actors and your favorite movies. I love that when it happens. But also share with me, have you seen American Anthem, and do you think it's as ridiculously bad as I think it is? Do you think it's a fun bad to watch, or just dreadfully bad to watch? I would love to know your opinion on this. But thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next week. Bye.